What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Just United. We're back for the second game of the Premier League season. Manchester United are heading to Craven Cottage, where we will face Fulham away from home. It's a big game, coming off a loss to Arsenal at Old Trafford. I'm joined by my boy Jay.
Yes, people, what's going on? I can't wait for this game. I'm absolutely excited about doing a number on Fulham. After the Arsenal game, we looked superb. We looked amazing. I'm impressed with this United side. I don't know what you think, but they blew me away.
We played really well against Arsenal. Obviously, coming away from that game, I think people are more disappointed in the fact that we lost. After coming out from the stadium, everybody was still on a good vibe, where usually after a loss, everybody just wants to go home. But after that game, the performance was solid. I think everybody's quite happy with the way we played. We were unfortunate to lose that game the way we did, considering it was just a mistake from our goalkeeper.
But you know what? I don't think it was a mistake, because I feel like Bayandere, he was impeded by Saliba. Because if you look back at the shorts, you'll see Saliba back into him and push him backwards. So it made it difficult for him to even get that ball.
It's Arsenal. They use these tactics all the time, and they always get away with them. There was a penalty incident with Cunha. Saliba took him clean out, and it was
any other day,
anywhere else on the pitch, that's a penalty. I seen this thing on Ref Watch on Sky Sports as well. Dermot Gallagher didn't want to say a word about it being a penalty. It just seems like what's the point of him being neutral ref, where he tell us the decision if he agrees with it or not, if he's just going to agree every time. I just think we've seen it for a few seasons now, where Arsenal do that kind of tactical run where they come in the box
all the time,
and they're running right behind the keeper and kind of impede him. But I just think, maybe he's just got to be a little bit stronger there. Maybe punch the ball away instead of trying to catch it.
Fair dues.
Because if he does punch it, he could probably get a little bit more distance on the ball instead of it going back in towards our own net. And then, Calafiori heading in at the back post. I want to talk about, that game a little bit, just because after the way we performed, I feel like going into this game, we've got to build some momentum. We've got to, put a performance together that this team can be proud of. This momentum going into this game could be pivotal for our season, because if we win against Fulham, we got Grimsby in the cup, put a few goals past them, and all of a sudden this team's got energy. Amorim's got energy.
For me, the outstanding player that game, the Arsenal game, was Cunha. He could do no wrong in that game. The way he took the ball and drove through that midfield and had a shot on goal. We ain't seen that in the last 10, 15 years, you know what I mean?
I know, it's nice to see, isn't it? It's nice to see.
Gosh.
But like I said, we want to, build the winning mentality in this team. Last season was shocking, and we do not want a repeat of that. So if we can get a couple of wins on the bounce, then, going into the Premier League game after Grimsby, we'll be up for it. And I think we do need to put some points on the board early as well. It's all important to, put in a performance, but there's only going to be a couple of times in a season where you can put in a performance and you can kind of get away with losing a game, because you'd be like, oh, okay, we played well. If it carries on down that path, we've seen how it gets with, managers of the past like Oli, Eric Ten Hag, how these players end up crumbling. Which is why, momentum is so important going forward. One of the players that I want to talk about, who I think is key to this and who I thought changed the game on Sunday, was Amad. He came on, he was bright.
He was a menace. They couldn't manage him. It's just a shame that he couldn't pull off anything to, create a goal. But Amad is one of those bright spots. Can
you believe that, though? It's the most shots we've had on target since we beat Arsenal 8-2.
But I just think Raya pulled off some good saves, to be fair. He had that chance with Mbeumo, the header. He had Cunha.
Their defence kept them alive, if on another day, a couple of those chances go in, the game's gone for Arsenal, and, we're away with it.
It's 3-1.
But, we're going up against completely different opposition now. I've kind of given you a little bit of a hint into my predicted 11. But we'll start with yours to face Fulham on Sunday.
My predicted 11. You know what? I think Bayard is a bit weak. Sorry if you're listening. But I think you're a bit weak, mate. You should have done better with that pressure. You should have done better. Or if he was impeding you that much, you should have went down and drawn the foul. You know what I mean? Have a think about it. But for me, I'd go with Heaton in goal. For me, his experience, confident. He's United through and through, and he's gonna know what it takes to clear a ball.
100%, yeah.
Defensive wise, I'd go with Lenny Euro. The man just looks like a Rolls Royce.
He's just settled in so nicely, hasn't he? And we seen when he made the change at the back in the game against Arsenal, and Euro went over to the left when Maguire came on.
Yeah.
He looks settled on both sides.
Yeah, so like you said, Lenny Euro, he can only get better, and he's going to improve. I think he's a great signing and a great talent, and one to watch, to be fair. Delit, solid.
Done a job on Gyökeres. Solid
player.
Hooked him off 60 minutes.
The man was in his pocket.
Mikhail Arteta.
The man was in his pocket all day long.
Yeah.
Delit couldn't do anything wrong for me. Brilliant. Luke Shaw was a revelation.
We know this though.
Yeah, but he's just always injured.
He just needs to stay fit.
Injured, man.
He just needs to stay fit.
Always he plays 2 games. He's gone for 2 years.
Yeah, 100%.
You don't see him. But Luke Shaw, if you're watching, revelation. I salute to you, sir. Brilliant performance. Dorgu again.
Couldn't really do much wrong, could he?
No. He looks like he's been in the gym, and he looks like he's been doing the hours, the kettlebells and that, because the man is looking solid.
Yeah.
And almost got himself a goal, hit the post, but I think he can do a number against Fulham as well. Casemiro, I was surprised that him and Fernandes didn't get overrun in midfield by Odegaard.
I think it's because the legs we had on the pitch with Mount as well and Mbeumo. I think everybody's got legs in that team. So it helped him out. They did have a couple of moments, but he did look back to his best. Yeah.
So for me, again, I'll go back to Casemiro. I'd start him because he looked well, and he played some really piercing balls through in the midfield. Fernandes again, can never leave him out. Is our Superman, to be fair. Then up front I'll go with Cunha and Mbeumo, and I'll drop Sesko. I'd probably rest Mount and bring Sesko and see what he can do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. My team not too different from that. It's just got a couple of changes in there, just because I feel like with this team we need to score goals. I brought Mainoo into the lineup.
Who are you dropping for Kobe then?
I've dropped Casemiro.
Really?
Just because for the team that I put out, again, as I said, Tom Heaton in goal.
Yeah.
Euro, Delict, Luke Shaw. I think that's a settled back 3 now.
Yeah.
Obviously only 1 game into the season, but they played pre-season quite a lot together as well. I've gone with Mainoo and Bruno in midfield. I'll put Mainoo in there just because I think we need the legs for this game. I think Casemiro, we could kind of give him a little bit of a rest as well. I want to see what Kobe can do in this team. Amorim said that he's got big plans for him this season. I want to see what he can do.
But wouldn't you start strong and then bring Kobe on at half time?
I don't know. I think we need the legs because I've dropped Mount and I've dropped Diallo and I've put Amad right wing back and I've put Dorgu on the left wing back, Cunha and Mbeumo in the 10s and Sesko up top. I think if we lose Mount, you lose legs there, and then I think Casemiro by himself could potentially get overrun because you could see in that Arsenal game as well. Declan Rice was targeting him as well, specifically to man mark him out the game. He handled himself obviously, but I think if we're losing Mount and we're losing Diallo just from the team that I've picked, then we're going to need some legs in that midfield, and I think Mainoo is the man to do that. And again, going forward, he can carry the ball, which is what we need as well. So that's my predicted 11 for this game. Let us know what you guys think. Do you like his starting 11 more than mine, or do you like mine? Because we need to know. Leave a comment down below and let us know what you think.
Like and subscribe.
And the next thing I want to talk about is obviously Fulham. They like to line up in a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
Obviously, some familiar faces in there, as we know, prem opposition.
To Iwobi, man, Iwobi troubles me, man.
He does.
If we can
100%.
keep a lid on him, we'll do a job. But man, if he gets free reign in that midfield, Casemiro is a concern with his legs, as you said. You know what I mean? But if we can manage to pin down him, then I don't think we'll have much of a problem. To be fair.
So it's funny you say that because the few players that I actually did want to talk about, one of them is Iwobi. I want to talk about Smith-Rowe as well because he seems to always want to score against us.
Yeah, he's versatile.
And in that midfield he's decent. And then Traore, we know about from Wolves. He's got that connection with Jimenez up top. Looking at it with that lineup, it is a little bit scary considering the performance we put in against Arsenal. They're not going to be any pushover.
But can I just
We're
add,
away from home.
their game against Brighton, they didn't look a threat. They were lucky to get a draw.
Yeah, that last minute goal.
Yeah.
I agree. But we're going away from home. They're going to be at home. They'll be up for it. And yeah, as you said, Iwobi always likes to score against us as well. So the players that you can see on screen, those are the ones that I think are going to be a threat. I've even highlighted Bassi because, they'll be targeting us on set pieces because we are vulnerable to those. We've conceded quite a lot. I think it's 23 goals we've conceded from set pieces. So that is going to be something that they will be looking at, especially after the Arsenal game.
But you know what?
If we do have another keeper in goal as well.
We know what to add to that, yeah? We're playing a game a week, so we have time to really sit down on the training ground and really drill these, defensive shapes in to tackle things like set pieces. So we have time. We're not.
We do.
We're not in every competition
100%.
anymore. So Amorim can take his time, and really drill into these players. This is how you need to defend.
I do definitely think that these players are going to be ones to watch. Obviously, I know there's quite a lot of them, but they are the danger men. They've all got connections with each other now. They've been playing with each other for a while. Now we're going to get into the predictions. Start with you. What do you think the prediction is going to be for Sunday?
Ooh.
I went 3-1 for the Arsenal game, so don't come at me. I know I went 3-1, but we had the opportunities, we had the chances, and if we put a few of them away, well, could have been 3-1. I was with the AFTV lot as well, and they all said that Man United were the better team, and they weren't lucky to come away with the win because they did sit in and defend quite well, but we were unlucky not to get something out of the game. But yeah, what's your prediction for this game?
I think 3-1. I'd say 3-1. I think we've got the attacking prowess. I think our midfield is strong. I think our defence is looking sharp.
I'm really looking forward to seeing what Sesko could do if he starts as well. After watching Højlund for so long, just grind on players.
But you know what?
I hope he does
to be
well.
fair to Højlund, right? He wasn't getting the service, and I think it's difficult to criticise him.
But sometimes you got to create it yourself. I get this whole service, but being a striker for Man United, you've got to create yourself. Sesko was on for 30 minutes, if that, for the game against Arsenal.
Touches.
And he had more touches. He had a couple of shots on goal.
He had more touches than Højlund's had hot dinners.
But yeah, that's what I mean. You've got to create for yourself. So you're going for a 3-1 win?
I think we're going to do a number on Fulham. I'm hoping so. We just look impressive, and I think if we went against Arsenal like that, you know what I mean, we stopped their whole passing game because Arsenal are a team of passers. We stopped their whole momentum in that game, and if we can do that against lesser opposition than Fulham, then
it's always been our problem though. For the big games, we can get up. But for my prediction, I'm gonna go for a 2-1 Man United win, just because I do feel like the performance, and I do believe if we put in that kind of performance, like you said, against Fulham, we will roll them over. Let us know what you guys think the score is going to be on Sunday. Do you think with Man United a win? Do you think we'll lose? Will we draw? Who knows? That was our preview for the game. We'll catch you on the next one, guys. See you later.
take it easy.